been a sector that, aside from our friends at say Beanstalk, who are sort of a leader from the Australian side, it hasn't been a sector Australia has focused on enough with India. One of the key challenges when we look at it as the Australian government and trying to work with Indian partners, be they public or private, is the lack of awareness back in Australia of the opportunity here in India and of the potential to work with Indian partners. So I think, first of all, that's a key challenge, and it's also the reverse. I think one of the things you and I think some of your counterparts who were on that program came away with is saying, well, we didn't know Australia could offer all of this. There's not always a clear understanding of where Australia can add value in the ag tech ecosystem. But it's actually an area where there's a lot of opportunity for collaboration. Agriculture is a key economic driver for both Australia and India. And, the opportunity for technology to, as you talked about, sort of supplement what's going on the farms, be they at different scales in both countries, is really huge. So I think, I'm going to start with saying the first challenge is the lack of awareness of what we can do together. I think right now across all startups, there is a challenge around funding, and that's not just ag tech, but mostly I think ag tech is probably a safer area. People are always going to have to eat. People are always going to have to consume agricultural products, whereas some of the other tech sectors, there's maybe it's not as much of a a core need. So there's probably an argument to be made that funding in ag tech is a safer bet in some ways than say some of the other sectors. But in saying that, it is a challenge, and it's actually something we're trying to work on. We've got a lot of venture capital firms in Australia that are looking at India for the first time. So not just are the startups looking to come over, but the VC firms are looking at, can they be doing something with a like-minded VC firm in India to put investment into either Australian startups coming over or the Indian startups in the domestic market. And so I want to touch on that because it kind of comes to your second point. I think ag tech